this because I usually have musicians on the show. I mean, like, what are some of your biggest influences in music? Like, what are some of your favorite albums?
Oh man, uh, there's so many. I really like Charles Mingus
Oh, me
and
too, dude. Good,
yeah.
good, good, good stuff, man. I love
I
Mingus.
love I love Mingus. I love Sly Stone. I
Nice.
love I love I love the Pixies. I love Fugazi. I love Beastie Boys and Wu Tang Clan. You know, it's all showing my age more or less. But I mean that's just general stuff. And I lately I only really listen to jazz when I'm writing. So it's kind of messing up my Spotify algorithm. But lately it's just a lot of different jazz and stuff like that. But the thing I was gonna say is like mostly like what I apply, you know, when I can is just like I really love when you see artists evolve. You know, where an artist get their own voice and then move in a different direction and still keep that voice, but also change it up. I think that's really, really cool. And I think that's kind of the goal. And it's hard when I think it's hard for comedians because we're kind of always just trying to be more and more ourselves. We're not trying to experiment. You know what I mean? It's like no one wants to hear a comedian do something too far out. You're always trying to hone one voice, whereas I think musicians are able to take that voice and switch it up in different ways. But still, I look for that. I try and make sure that I'm evolving, that it's something different, that it's something that challenges me. You know, and I think there's artists who really done that over their careers, like the Beatles, the Beastie Boys, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Who else? I mean, Tom Waits only has like kind of two phases, but he has, you know, those kind of things, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think that's like really cool and really commendable to say like, okay, I'm a master at this one thing. How can I switch it up? You know, whether I can do that or not in comedy, I don't know, but it's something I aspire to.
Yeah, man.
Damn, this is so pretentious. I'm really embarrassed.
Oh, it's okay, man. I love Charles Mingus just as much. We, you know, not everyone's gonna dig it, but I'm glad to hear. And Fugazi's interesting. I used to be way into punk in high school. Did you ever listen to Minor Threat, the Ian McKay's band before that?
Yeah, sure, but you know, it's like I also I thought I was into punk when I was growing up, but I guess I really like more like post punk. To me, punk was like make it like I really like that band, the Minutemen. You know the Minutemen, right?
Dude, that's like my favorite punk band of all time. Good,
All right, so there
good
you go.
stuff, man.
So Minutemen, right? They don't sound like hardcore. Like hardcore, like it's weird how punk is supposed to be this wild, crazy thing got very rigid and very much like this is what punk is, and it's so basic to me. And to me, also, like what I said about having a clear voice, like the Minutemen, man, like they take all these different influences and they make music that like nothing sounds like it. It sounds like the Minutemen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
And I think that's like really when all art is really good is when it has like such a unique voice. The Pixies, nothing sounds like the Pixies. I mean, everyone, like a lot of people emulate the Pixies, but the Pixies themselves, nothing sounds like that mix that they have there of all those different voices, I would say, you know, between the different band members. And I mean that as much as the guitar is a voice, as much as the singing is a voice. You know,
Yeah.
nothing sounds like that. So when you can do that, I just think that's what I thought punk was to say like it's whatever I want it to be, you know.
Yeah, man, dude.
And to do it yourself and to make it be whatever you want it to be. That's what it is to me, you know.
Yeah, that was like the whole Minuteman ethos, dude.
Yeah.
And that's like that was something that influenced me a lot is the fact that they could bring in all those genres and still influence that movement in their own way. Because they were
Yeah.
in the punk scene, but they don't sound they have blues, they have country, they have jazz, they have classic rock in their sound, but it still somehow comes together to fit the like history of punk rock and shape it.
Yeah, it's just the energy and the do it yourself kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I really, it's definitely like, yeah, I mean, like all that stuff, like it really like inspired, like it's why I just started doing it, like without taking a class or anything. Like I had a band in high school, but it was always like you just do this stuff yourself. So it was like, it's hard to explain because comedy was so different back when I started. But this idea of like starting your own shows was kind of like new and weird. Like, people didn't really do that. And me and my friends, we tried to start our own regular shows. And we would try to just, like, we'd get up on, I mean, it's not going to be that amazing because comedy is so pervasive now. But, like, it wasn't cool back when I started, you know? And it was, we'd get up on a table and just do a show at a house party, you know, and things like that. So we really took that kind of ethos and kind of applied it to comedy back when we started, you know, in the Bay.